All right, turn this up a little bit. Guitar. You runs around like it's a monkey do situation. Reach down into his soul and got nothing at all. Right there waving, a bubble made of plastic. In a watercolor world that's super fantastic. Everything is beautiful.
I started doing this sort of format in 2011. After Mr.Big did the tour of all over the world. Towards the end of that year, I started playing some acoustic shows at home, and then I started branching out, going to Europe and South America. But it was really scary in the beginning because I was so used to having Paul and Billy and Pat or solo guys that played with me. Nobody's coming to see me for this, There's no guitar player heroes are coming to see me for that. People that come to see me aren't coming to hear the solos. They're coming to hear my singing and hopefully hear my jokes.
If you guys came out to see Paul Gilbert's solo, not the guy. The other guy, the guy that stands in the middle between Billy Sheehan and Paul Gilbert and Pat Torpey. You know the little guy with the cowboy boots from the 80s? And the long curly hair? That was me.
It doesn't matter if it's an intimate audience like this or a gigantic stadium. I just get a little bit of like, whew, man, I think it's excitement, anxiety, and a little bit of nervousness. But it's good. It's good because then when after a couple verses or a couple choruses of that first song, and if I just get, woo, all right, oh man, it just makes me like I'm home, For me, the reason why I'm actually out here is to keep my chops up because, I'm a father of twin boys who are in sports and a lot of school functions. And when I'm home, I'm just like a chauffeur. I'm just a driver, or like I carry my son's football bag, I'm not like, there's no rock star kind of thing. To keep my chops up for even when Mr. Big gets back together, I'll be singing good. And I love the stage and I love performing and stuff. But money-wise, nah, I'm not going to make enough money to put my sons through college or anything like that.
Ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. It's hard to get by just upon a smile. Ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. I always remember you like a child girl.
Like in our show, we'd rock out and then we'd have the one little moment to play, to be within, everything was stripped down. And then when Wild World came out, then we had like 2 acoustic things to do. I don't think we had it in our mind to actually play any more acoustic songs. Truthfully, Wild World, we were sort of made to do something. When our third album, Bump Ahead, came out, this always happens to bands, and after they've had a gigantic hit, record companies like, hey kid, give me that next To Be With You. I want to hear, Don't Stop Believing. Have you got another one, And we were like, no, this is it. This is what we got. And they go, you need some other song. And I remember Paul getting a little upset about that. He actually wrote a song called 25 Years, 7 Impossible Days. Was the 7 impossible days. They only give us a week to come up with a new song or a hit song. And in the back of my head, I'm going, oh God, man, it took me forever to write To Be With You. I'm not gonna come up with a hit like a pie maker. And so Paul, who's a young man, goes, what's this? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And me and Billy and Pat, the older guys in the band, go, that's Wild World. Let's do that. Okay. That was a hit, wasn't it? I bet there was somebody in the record company that went, that was awesome, guys. How did you write that so fast? You know. When I first got Mr.Big, I was more of a soul singer. Kind of like, I like rock and roll and R&B. So I didn't care what kind of format we did. I actually wanted to promote a more acoustic kind of sound even in the Mr. Big's first album. But everybody was like, no, we want to be like this and like kind of free and be more of a straight ahead, like Montrose, like a straight ahead rock and roll band. And I always wanted to have that sort of Beatle-esque sound. I didn't want to just eat a big pile of meat on the plate. I want to have like other little things to do too. So I always believed in To Be With You. I always kind of felt, I didn't ever think that I would ever get #1, ever. I just thought, people are gonna love this song. They're gonna love it. And when it became a gigantic #1 song, nobody in the band questioned like, oh, that's not us. We're a hard rock band. Nobody did that at all. At that time, for Lean Into It, we had Green Tinted 60s Mind, which is a weird psychedelic Beatle-esque song. We had like heavy rock, we had some ballads, and then To Be With You. And so we had kind of a whole meal. And we didn't really, I personally didn't care. I personally thought it was perfect.
She's as fast as a train in the station, like a dangerous drug from a pharmacy. I don't want to run, but the wrong way. I'm kind of afraid what you do to me.
I looked up to singers like Otis Redding, Wilson Pickett, Sam Cooke, who, so did Steve Perry. Steve Perry, I mean, God, he loved Sam Cooke. When I was growing up, I used to live in Vicenza, Italy. My dad was stationed in the army there, you know. It was like he was stationed there right before he went to Vietnam. And we were there for about 2 years. And I think there was a majority of like more black GIs, African American, you know, Army soldiers on the post. It's called Camp Ederly. I remember that, Vicenza. And I think maybe the radio kind of, you know, Stars and Stripes, newspapers would talk about it, but the radio, Armed Forces Network radio, would maybe cater to more of like bubblegum pop and R&B soul. Not a lot of rock. I didn't hear Led Zeppelin until we moved back to the United States, which, you know, it was Led Zeppelin 4. It wasn't, yeah, I mean, I'd heard it in record stores, like going, what the heck's this, you know, but I didn't hear, I mainly was weaned, is that the word, weaned, or, you know, I was born listening to R&B music, you know, so yeah. Talk, I really want to do another TMG album, please. And he goes, Erickson, let me think about it. Every year. I mean, it was so successful. I mean, only in Japan, I mean, but it sold, you know, 1 million records. We had only 20 sold out shows. That's all we did. I mean, and we did a bunch of promo and some videos for it. But musically, it was so much fun to create. It was me, Jack Blades, Brian Tishy, a drummer, played on the album, and Chris Frazier, who went on to Whitesnake, and I think now he plays with Foreigner. So me, Chris, Jack, and Tak. Oh, we called it something. We were like the Jack, Tak, and Eric Attack with Chris Frazier. like that. And we played Budokan, sold Budokan out, fire and fucking, oh, it was awesome. I was on tour with Mr.Big, and I think I was in Budapest. And it's ironic, I was sick, and I was on the tour bus, and Tobias was in town, and he came to the Budapest show, and he had actually that day went out to a record store and bought his own CD, which was the box set from Avantasia, which had, like, you know, the live DVD from Wacken. And it was like, holy shit. They're doing a song called Twisted Mind in Wacken. It was awesome. I couldn't believe it. And Tobias Sammet had all these guests, Michael Kiske, Amanda Somerville was up there, you know, singing. She has a group called Trillion. Anyway, I contacted him immediately, and I go, hey, you gave me this DVD thing, you know. He goes, yeah, I want you to sing on my new album. So yeah, I recorded the song in my own studio, sent it to him, and then he reached out and said, hey, I love your voice, I love what you did. I'm sorry that you can only do one song in the album, but I'd like you to do 6 songs on tour, and then we'll sing the encore, Sign of the Cross. I have a wife and 2 kids, and they're 8 years old. I mean, 8 years old. I've had, when they came, all of a sudden, a huge writer's block hit me, like right in the head. And like, every time I wanted it, and I have hundreds of ideas, but every time I wanted to do a solo record or do something, I had to be quiet, or I had to, no, you gotta watch the kids, and I wanted to anyway. My 2 priorities in life, I wanted to be married and have children, and then I wanted to be successful in the music business. And I mean, I was number 1, I mean, that's cool, and I wanted to have kids. And then for some reason, I got lazy, I got fat. Well, I didn't get too fat, but I got lazy, and I just kept putting it off and putting it off. And then, you know, then like 10 years go by, and Mr. Big gets back together. I mean, granted, I did a few solo albums, and I did some movie soundtracks and some TV things, and I toured. But yeah, I want to do a solo album. When I do my solo touring, I gotta have some new material. I gotta have some solo material, because I can't keep playing Wild World only. I'm gonna still do it, and To Be With You, of course, but you know, I can't keep playing a bunch of Mr. Big songs, because I'm almost feeling like I'm a tribute to my own self.